Welcome back to the Inside Edge with Wes Cusworth and Mark Brunga. And of course, we boast Mark of looking after cricket right across the Barwon region. And it was really fantastic to catch up with Danish Mehta. Of course, he is a Geelong cricketer now, playing in the Premier competition, playing seconds at the moment.
And doing very well too. And Geelong seconds actually sitting 8th on the table at the moment, so they're in finals calculation at the moment. Danish had a very good day on Sunday. He made 85 and took 1 for 30 with his bowling off 10 overs, so certainly showing he has the calibre to mix it with the top level in Victoria.
Yeah, he's a bit of a perfectionist. It was great to see him in action, and I also had the chance to catch up with him. Danish, it's fabulous to have you on the Geelong Cricket Show. Thanks so much for joining us. Normally we speak to you as a merger bullet player, but now we're speaking to you as a successful Geelong player, particularly after your innings against Footscray. So firstly, congratulations and thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you so much, Wes. Thank you so much for having me.
Tell me about your innings yesterday, and it obviously came as a very important innings because you won by 2 runs in a really, really close game. Bowled really well too, obviously, 10 overs, 1 for 30. But tell me about the way in which you constructed that innings and what it meant for you, I suppose, to score so freely at the Geelong Cricket Ground as you continue in pursuit of that Premier Cricket debut.
Yeah, actually it was my second game at that ground and I love playing offies, and out of the 85, I made 80 runs to the off spinners and the leggy. That's the key, just go for singles, that's it.
Now, you are obviously a player that we've become accustomed to understanding as a fairly flamboyant stroke player, though typically at GCA level. So have you had to change your game very, very much?
Yeah, the bowlers are more professional in here and the fielders are pretty good. The standard is pretty good, and yeah, I had to change a bit, but it's going well for me at the moment.
And obviously you're getting the opportunity to play against some really accomplished players from other sides and at some really nice grounds too, so some pristine facilities, no doubt.
Yeah, to be honest, yeah, it's pretty good, like playing on these good grounds.
Now tell me about your decision to leave the GCA and to move up to Premier Cricket. How difficult was that for you, or was that something that you always had a bit of an eye on?
Well, it was in my mind since last year, but I took the decision in October when GCA was about to start, and then Murji Bullock, to be honest, supported me very well, and I talked to Travis Agg, and now I'm playing in the seconds and enjoying that.
Now, I also want to ask you about some of those key people down at Geelong that have made contributions to your improvement as a player, and you're settling into Premier Cricket. Tell us about that. Who are those people?
Yep, I've talked to Luke Muller, Nick Speak is good there, Travis Agg, and a few other guys in the seconds. I've enjoyed working with them. Even the guys from the first are pretty supportive there.
And in terms of your training facilities, they're as good as they come, aren't they?
Yeah, they're the best nets I've seen in Geelong, to be honest.
And they're of international quality by all accounts.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Enjoying there.
Yep, and it's a fairly extensive sort of season, but at the same time, obviously everyone has taken a bit of a whack when it's come to the impact of COVID-19. So obviously a lot of cricket is being condensed into a fairly short period of time with Premier Cricket.
Yeah, actually I was in Tarnita and it came in Ring of Steel, and I knew how I managed to train in that situation, and then I moved in Geelong, and now it's going well at the moment.
Yeah, and your role down at Geelong, has that evolved in the short time that you've actually been playing at Geelong? Have you changed much in the short space of time?
Not really at the moment. I'm just training a lot and doing nothing much except from that. That's it.
I remember interviewing you for the Geelong Advertiser, and you're telling me about some of the less than conventional methods that you were trained by your previous coaches back in India in particular. Yeah. You are an incredibly disciplined young man, and you hit a lot of cricket balls in preparation for your game, don't you?
Yeah. It's a bit different here. The coaches doesn't push you hard enough in here, but no, it's good.
Yeah, and tell me a bit about your bowling and the opportunities that you're getting down at Geelong. Are you getting as many opportunities that you might have got in the GCA?
In GCA I used to come later in the day, but in Geelong I'm coming just straight away in the second spell. And it's pretty good to bowl in the power play, and I love bowling in that area, that time.
And I suppose we're reminded of the role that the slow bowlers play when we watch the Big Bash, and we also see the fact that a lot of off-pace bowlers are playing really significant roles there.
Yeah, it's all about variation, which slow bowlers bring in, and I think it's pretty handy when you're defending a low total.
Now, I made mention of the fact that you took 1 for 30 against Footscray, but I think your first 9 overs only conceded 20 runs, which is a really outstanding effort given the free manner in which you can score at the Geelong Cricket Ground. So what was the key to your bowling last weekend against Footscray?
The main thing just to bowl according to the field. Last over didn't went according to me, but the first 9 overs went according to the field, and I somehow managed to slow down the run rate of Footscray.
Mm-hmm. And what are you hoping to achieve in your time down there at Geelong? Obviously, continue to propel yourself towards Premier Cricket first.
Make more runs and take more wickets and improve myself as a cricketer.
Yeah. And you're still young and obviously still quite a bit of development to go in your game. Are there any areas in particular that you feel like you really want to address?
I want to be more physically fit, to be honest. I'm still tight from yesterday's game, but yeah, that's the only thing I want to work more and hit more ball, more than like I'm doing usually in the week.
Well, I did see 80 against Footscray, and it was really fantastic to watch you. Unfortunately, I think you went out skying one that didn't get too far away from the square, but at the same time it came as an end result to what was a fabulous innings. So congratulations, well done, and thanks so much for joining us on The Inside Edge.
Thank you so much, Wes. Thank you so much.
Well, Mark, as we head into the weekend, we've got some exciting news with regard to the live stream of our GCA 1 match of the day.
Absolutely, Wes. Fantastic. We'll be out to St Joey's to cover their game on Saturday afternoon. Promises to be a very interesting game too. Always like getting down to the College Oval, Russell's and Paddy Oval, to have a look at cricket down there. It's one of the most prettiest grounds in Geelong, and I reckon we might be in for a fair contest too.
Oh, I think it'll be an absolute cracker when you consider that we're pitting the likes of Luke Gibbs, who's been terrific this year, and the premier batsman in the competition for this season, Andrew Hodgson, against the likes of Dylan McMahon, who's in fantastic form with the ball, and also Chris Williams, the spin king from Winter Reserve. That should be fantastic. And then, of course, on the other side of the ledger, you've got Sean O'Neill, who, only a couple of seasons ago, prior to that wrist injury, knocked out in excess of 1,000 runs. He was fantastic. And, of course, Scott Condy, who took 5 wickets just prior to Christmas and was the subject of the Geelong Advertiser interview for this Friday. I think there's some really, really good cricket to come.
Yeah, well, look, I'm really excited to get out there and have a look at 2 quality teams going toe-to-toe, and, there's a lot of runs to be scored on the Russell's and Paddy Oval, so we could be in for a bit of a run fest, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. Hope that you can tap into that and have a look at the action. Well, that's the end of our program for this week, and we trust that you can join us again next week. We leave you with some highlights from the first part of the summer.
Matt Lineker in between umpire and stumps, bowls to Lanigan, who drives. Oh, marvellous catch by Matt Lineker. The big man throws himself to his right, takes the catch in his right hand, and Lanigan's on his way. Hodgson on 99, faces Gareth Yalland, works this one away through the onside. That'll be the 100. Andrew Hodgson comes back for a second. He has made 100 in his 100th first 11 game for St Joseph's. And the St Joseph's crowd rapturously applauds a magnificent knock by Andrew Hodgson.